James here from goodguitarist.com, and in today's lesson we're going to show you how to play Frosty the Snowman. And this is a bit of an easier Christmas song. It's like a 5-chord wonder. There's one bar chord in here, but it's optional. I'm going to show you how to avoid playing the bar chord. We can just play 5 really basic open chords, get through this entire song. If you need any extra help with those chords, we have an ebook that covers all the basics. It covers chords, chord switching, all that stuff, troubleshooting chord shapes, strumming patterns. There's tons of stuff in there, and it's free to all of our subscribers. There's a link down below, so please check that out if you find that you need any help with this. Otherwise, we're going to start out with the chord shapes. Our first chord is G. So it's just a basic G. Then we go to C. Then we have an E minor in there. A minor, and D. So once you've taken a look at those chords and you have them memorized, we're going to take a look at the first section of the song. And before we try to play through all the chords, let's actually learn some tricks so we can make these chord switches a bit more efficiently. The first chord switch that we're going to be making is G to C. You can practice putting your fingers down in the same order. That'll build consistency. I'll show you what I mean. So I start off on my G, I lift my fingers a little bit, then when I go to C, I put down my first, second, third finger. Try that. You don't even have to strum. You can just do that silently. And then when going back to the G, I like to try to get these 2 fingers down together. So from my C chord, I get these 2 down and then those 2. The next switching tip is from G to E minor. Starting off on that G, we leave our first finger down and then we make the E minor. That one's a lot easier than G to C. That's really simple. So G, E minor. Then from E minor to A minor, I leave my middle finger down and I make my A minor chord. So leaving a finger down, it makes it a little bit more efficient. And finally, going from D to G, we can leave our third finger down. So if you're not already familiar with those things, they'll help you get your chord switching way faster. It'll get it a lot smoother and a lot nicer sounding. And we go over all that in our free ebook, so check that out if you want some help. There's a bunch of training videos that show you all these little tips on how to switch between chords. And now we're going to practice strumming through the chords in order. Downstrokes only, keeping it nice and simple, starting off on a G chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. So take your time with that and make sure you can do nice, clean chord switches, because now we're going to take a look at the strumming pattern, which goes like this. And that's the most common strumming pattern ever, just down, down, up, up, down, up. We can break it down into 2 parts. First we go down, down, up, 2, 3, and 4, and down, down, up, down, down, up. Just try it a whole bunch of times. Down, down, up. And once you get that together, the second half is miss, up, down, up. 1 and 2 and miss, up, down, up. 1 and 2 and miss, up, down, up. And when you put that together, nice and slow, 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and miss, 4. can probably already guess that I'm going to tell you to take a look at our free ebook if you need any help with that strumming pattern, because it's obviously in there. It's the most common strumming pattern ever. We have a video covering it. I think it's Essential Strumming Pattern number 2 or 3. We start off with a couple easier ones, and yeah, there's links to those videos down below, so you can check that out if you need any help with any of the stuff in this song. So before we put that all together, the strumming pattern and the chords, there's a couple spots where it's a little bit different. I'll just play through it and then I'll stop and show you what I mean. So we start out like we normally would, just with the strumming pattern on the chords. And then here, you can see that we have G and E minor sharing a measure. There's 2 beats of G and 2 beats of E minor. And that means that we have to share our strumming pattern between those 2 chords. And this strumming pattern doesn't do that too well. Because of that miss, we're kind of missing a main beat. So what we're gonna do is something even simpler. On each of these chords, we're gonna play root down. So on the G chord, root down, and then on the E minor, root down. And root means just to hit the lower strings. You know, just do a tiny stroke. And then we keep going like we normally would. And here we're going to do the same thing for A minor and D. Root down, and then normal strumming pattern. So it's really simple. If you ever see 2 chords sharing a measure, you do root down on each chord. And now that we know what's going on, we have all the chord switching down, we have all the strumming stuff down, let's put that all together. Try it nice and slow. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, now the second section in this song uses the exact same chord shapes. It's a lot shorter. It's probably easier than the first section. There's one thing we can do to make it a bit more challenging, and that's to incorporate the B minor bar chord. It does sound better when you do that. It goes like this. Now let's take a look at the chord order. I'm gonna play B minor, and if that's too much, just play a D chord. It'll sound totally fine. We're going to start off on the C chord, downstrokes only, just to get the order of the chords, get the switching going. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we're ready to put that together with the strumming pattern. And just remember, there was that one measure where we played 2 beats of A minor and 2 beats of D, so we have to change our strumming pattern a bit there, just like we did before. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward, so let's try that out together nice and slow with the strumming pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's one other part. It's really easy. It's that thumpity thump thump, that bit. It's just 2 chords, just G and D. We do G 3 times and then D once, and then we reverse that. D 3 times and G once. Let's just try that together, nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's how you play Frosty the Snowman. And I've mentioned this before in a lot of other holiday tune tutorials, that these songs are performed so many times by so many people. You're going to find them in so many different keys. So if you try playing along to a recording and you find it doesn't work, you might have to just put a capo on your guitar and just capo up and play the song. That'll change the key, and you can adjust it to different people's voices. Like if I was going to sing this myself, maybe the key of G works out. I don't know, I haven't even tried it. Like Frosty the Snowman, da, 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 da. Yeah, you know, that feels okay. But say I was playing this with my wife, she sings a lot higher than me, so I would put a capo there and play the song a bit higher up on the fretboard, and it would suit her voice a bit better. So you might have to experiment a bit with that. But it doesn't make a difference. You know, once you learn the song, it's really easy to just throw down a capo and play it the exact same way, and it'll sound higher. And this song is actually one of the easier Christmas songs. It only uses basic chords. If you need any help with those, please check out our ebook. It's free to all of our subscribers, and our bar chord mini series if you want to challenge yourself and get that B minor chord. Otherwise, have fun practicing, and I'll see you soon.